Good evening. I'm Cindy Barker from the Office of Research Administration, and it's been my pleasure to produce the 2009 Research Showcase. This event continues to grow with a record number of researchers presenting this year. I am in awe of the talent in this room, and my thanks and a deserved congratulations to all the researchers here this evening. It is my honor to introduce the President of Case Western Reserve University, Barbara R. Snyder.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 7th Annual Research Showcase. This event represents a remarkable opportunity for scholars across the university to highlight their work to the public and to one another. The showcase demonstrates some of the very best aspects of Case Western Reserve, our passionate commitment to discovery, understanding, and to improving people's lives. The breadth of these projects is simply amazing. Consider, if you will, a few of the titles. Eco-Innovation and Corporate Performance, the African Experience, which looked at the paper industry in Nigeria. Endurance testing of implantable cables for network neuroprosthesis systems. That, of course, is connected to the very first project I saw, my first research showcase in 2007. And I got to see firsthand what that really means for people who are paralyzed. Dynamic loads on offshore wind turbines in fresh water, a project near and dear to our hearts at Case Western Reserve. Developing novel nanomaterials for energy conversion, which looked at how new materials can achieve efficiencies in converting the power of the sun to meet the world's energy needs. And the synthesis and evaluation of ultra-stable insulin, which is looking at how insulin can be made to be stored safely without needing refrigeration, which will be a huge benefit for people with diabetes in countries and parts of the globe where access to electricity and refrigeration is a challenge. My first showcase in 2007 was truly inspiring and let me see how great it was for this entire floor to be covered with examples of the incredible ideas of our research community here at Case Western Reserve. 2 years later, it's grown even larger, with a record number of exhibitors this year, additional interactive displays, and much, much more. Our undergraduates will have their own research symposium tomorrow, including posters, presentations, and the Michelson-Morley competition for the best project in the biological sciences. I want to congratulate all of the participants and thank Cindy and the other organizers who worked many hours behind the scenes to make this research showcase possible. I also want to say a special thank you to our many sponsors and those of you who joined us today from our valued partners across Northeast Ohio. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Provost and Executive Vice President, Bud Baeslack, who is experiencing his first research showcase. Please give him a warm welcome.
Let me add my welcome to that of the President to this networking reception at our 7th Annual Research Showcase. It is indeed my first research showcase, and I had a chance to get around a little bit, and obviously, as all you have been, very impressed on the work that's being presented. Certainly, what really stands out is the partnerships, which I'll talk about in a moment, the interdisciplinary nature, the breadth of contributors in terms of different students, different organizations across the campus, and that's really exciting to see. I have been here for about 6 months, and again, I've been involved during that period, and there's also a number of events coming up in many different events, and particularly those that involve the outside community, and we really do that well here. I've been very impressed during that in terms of the way we engage the community. This is just one of those examples, and again, I thank all of you for being here today and participating with us. One of my primary responsibilities since I joined in October was to implement our strategic plan that's called Forward Thinking, and it's a very comprehensive plan. As you might expect, it covers many different activities, from advancing our innovative undergraduate programs to promoting diversity in many other areas. And one of those, of course, one of the prime goals of that plan is to really advance ourselves in the area of research and scholarship. We're doing that in many different ways, but as is very consistent with our entire plan. If you take a look at that, and if you haven't, I would encourage you to go online on our webpage and take a look at it. That entire plan is really built around collaboration, interdisciplinary activities, whether, again, it's the undergraduate programs, the research, and the scholarship. And if you walk around the room here, you see that's what it's all about. In the research area, we're accomplishing that through the establishment of what we're calling alliances. The alliances are designed to bring folks together from across the campus, and in fact from across the community, to work in specific focused areas. It's around academic programs, but again, I would say much of it is around the advancement of research and scholarship. And some of those areas include, as you might expect, health, energy, social justice and ethics, cultural creativity and design, materials, origin, and a few more. And the goal there, and we're making great progress in that area, we've got teams working together in these areas, is to create new initiatives, building in some cases off existing strengths, and in other cases building in completely new innovative areas. And again, the key there is accomplishing that through collaboration and partnerships, certainly across the campus. And one of the goals is to continue to get the different organizations working together, medicine with engineering with arts and sciences, but the goal is also to bring in the broader community, and that's why you're here today, bringing in collaborations with industry, with business, with the state government, Board of Regents, Department of Development, and with the local community. We do that already quite well, and I've been very impressed with what we do, but we've got to take it up to the next level and do it much better if we're going to continue to ratchet things up as a university and as a community. So again, thanks for being here. Again, this whole activity today is very much an example of that collaboration and partnership. And we hope you've had the chance as you've walked around to connect up with a faculty member, a research scientist, a student about what they're presenting, and maybe that can connect up to your business or your activity of area of interest. Let me continue by just thanking some folks here, and I've been asked to do that, and I would like to thank everyone who worked on this. It's a huge event. I think you can only imagine how much work goes into this, and it begins many, many months, probably almost a year in advance, knowing talking to Cindy about what she's been doing in this over the past several months. So I'd really like to thank Cindy Barker for all of her work in this important activity. Roseanne Jessica Novick and Todd Packer are all, let's give them a hand. They're some of the key players here. I have a long list of research showcase committee members, steering committee members. I won't go through that long list. They represent many folks, faculty on campus. Let's also give them a round of applause here, because I know many of them are probably here. Let me also, as the president indicated, we had several key sponsors for these events. Let me list those folks: the Ohio Board of Regents, DeForest, Koselnik, Euclides, Kaplan, and Bernardelli, Tiroli, Sunheim, Covell, and Tumarino, University Hospitals, and WCPN, Cleveland's national public radio station. Let's give all those folks, some of you represented here, applause. Thank you. I guess my last responsibility up here this afternoon is to introduce you, if you haven't already seen it, to our 6th edition of the Value of Research Publications. So this is a promo here. If you haven't grabbed a copy, make sure you do. I think did you all get copies when you walked in the door? You know, I think some of you know I've served in various research positions at that university down south and another one in the Northeast. And so part of my job was actually to create research publications like this. And I can tell you, this is far better than any of the ones that we published at those other universities. So it is a wonderful document. I think it's got some great articles about the research of our students and faculty, ranging from, biomarkers for diabetic complications to alternative energy to, on the arts and sciences side, the relationship of the human body to the built environment. So take a look at this. I think it really represents some of the work from our best faculty and students. And many of it, again, I think, as you see, as is the case here with these posters, is all about collaboration across the campus with the community and even more broadly than that. So make sure you take a look at that. I would like to recognize those who contributed to this. That's Whitney Bohan, who was the producer and editor, John and Karen Gott, and Christine Montague, and all the folks from the schools. I know many of the schools, some of your publications offices, college research officers, and media folks contributed to this. So let's give them a round of applause also. So again, let me thank you for being here. I look forward to meeting more of you. Again, I am relatively new. I've met a number of you. I've gotten out to some of your organizations and visited with you. I look forward to doing that more in the future. Let me now introduce Rick Wesorick, sponsor of the networking reception.
I'll keep this brief. I know you all are hungry, thirsty, and ready to listen to some music. I just wanted to say thank you all for showing up today. Thank you all, the people that made the posters. When I sit out here and look at how this has grown, and I believe we were discussing, is this the 4th or 5th year that we've been a sponsor? It seems to get bigger and better every year. And I remember walking in here our first year, looking at it, and you're sort of overwhelmed at all the posters here. I remember thinking, maybe I should have gone into the poster making business. But there's a tremendous amount of technology here, and there's a tremendous amount of technology innovation that is spun out of here. And really, you know, in terms of what that means for CASE, for the region, that's something that I and my partners feel very good about, and we're very proud to call Case Western a client, and very proud to be here today sponsoring not only the networking party, but this, the entire research showcase. So with that, I believe the band is going to start playing, and thank you very much for coming.